Well, apparently there's certain things that we used to do that you forget about. And it slips your mind if you don't keep doing them. I went and picked up this swing a few hours ago. And, you know, when you're making a purchase, it was a couple $100, so I decided I'm going to write a check. I don't write many checks. In fact, probably 2, 3 a year, if that. Usually when I get my truck serviced or something like that, I'll write a check. So I don't have to pay the 3% or 4% or whatever percent they charge you to use a card. And that was the case when I purchased this and when I got the grill yesterday. And so I'm writing out the check. First of all, I didn't realize what day it was, and I started writing September. Nope, it's October. It's Dogtober, man. So I got that part right, wrote the date. I almost wrote 2024 because I don't write much. Okay? I guess the last time I wrote the date was, what should have been? I wonder if I wrote 2024 on that check yesterday. I don't know. So anyway, I'm writing out the amount. And I'm not going to tell you what it was, but say it was, you're writing out $175.17. So I wrote $175.17. I wrote it out that way. I've never wrote a check like that. Because I don't do it, man. I forgot. I'm out of practice. I don't think I ever wrote too many checks in my life. I was either a cash person or put it on a debit card. You know, most of us didn't have debit cards 25 years ago. It's a fairly new thing. We had ATM cards. You remember that? They just give you a card just for the ATM, and it would say ATM card. And that was the only place you could use it. You could go to the ATM or Quick Trip or something and put your card in and get some cash, but most of the time it was just cash or you write a check. And I was never good at balancing checkbooks, and I never really had any money in the bank, so get off me. So I never really wrote many checks. They're good to pay bills with, but now everything is paid online, so you get out of practice doing that. I think some older people still write checks everywhere they go. I know. I get behind them in the grocery store. They don't even have them made out usually. But I'm in no hurry, so therefore I don't really get too irritated about it. But I don't think young people understand check writing. There's a lot of things that you have to think that the younger generation doesn't know what they are. And I heard this the other day, and I kind of researched this. Did you know a lot of young people today, they don't know how to read an analog clock? How do you not know how to read an analog clock? It says 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on, all the way to 12. Do you not know how to read numbers? But they do not know how to read a clock. They've grown up reading the digital clocks that are on their phones or, on their walls. I don't own, well, I do have a digital clock in the shop, but analog clocks in the house. I couldn't imagine not knowing. Do they not teach them how to, what kind of clocks do they have in school today? Are they digital? Do they not have clocks? I have no idea. But this was probably, a good 15, 20 years ago. I remember my brother telling me that my niece never seen an ice cube tray, had no clue what they were. And I'm thinking, man, that's because I've grew up with ice cube trays all my life. I got them now. That's how I get ice. I don't have an ice maker. But most refrigerators today and most younger people grew up with a refrigerator that has an ice maker in it. I prefer to make them with an ice cube tray. What would they think if you told them you could put Kool-Aid in there and have Kool-Aid flavored ice cubes? That would blow their mind. I guess, you know, if you grow up one certain way, learning things, you don't realize, you know, and I rag on younger people a lot, I understand that, but you don't realize if they have not grown up around some of these things, well, how could they know? And shame on the schools for not teaching them how to read a clock. I mean, I can't understand how you cannot look at a clock. And not know what time it is. Maybe the second hand is what gets them. And even that, you got 1 through 5 in between your minutes. So those are seconds and minutes. It can't be that hard. I don't know. But if you asked me when did I learn to read, I can tell you when. First grade, second grade. I might have knew a little bit about reading before that, but I can't remember learning it. For the life of me, I cannot think back on those lessons. It's like I've always known how to do it. So I can't imagine not knowing how to read. That blows my mind how somebody, and there are a lot of grown people that are illiterate. To me, I've always known how to read. And I've always read at a better level, I think, than a lot of people because, man, when I was in school and they would tell these kids to stand up and read something out of a book, and some of them would be like, and then Hansel and Gretel went to the witch's house. I mean, they're the same age as me. I guess it's who taught you. How good the teacher was, I don't know. How quick your mind reacts to reading. I was always been a bit of a speed reader myself. But I guess everybody develops differently. Well, I'm just basically talking about there are a lot of skills that we forgot we had when we were younger, things we had to do manually that now is replaced by AI, computer, gadgets, all kinds of things. I think that's with the food. Everything is already processed. You can buy dinners already made. All you got to do is add water. And a lot of us have forgotten how to do things by, make things from scratch. Fortunately, I grew up in a time where I'd watch my grandmother use it. 'Cause my mother wouldn't let me in the kitchen much. She didn't like us in the kitchen. But we had cooking class in school. They used to have that in schools where 1 quarter you took cooking, then 1 quarter you took sewing, then 1 quarter you took wood shop, and then 1 quarter you took metal shop. And I did learn to weld, but I couldn't remember how to do it today. I mean, that was back in 8th grade, 9th grade, and I remember welding. I just can't remember how to do it. And that is something I still want to learn how to do. It's one of them skills that if you don't keep doing it, if you don't continue to learn, you're going to forget it. And apparently, I forgot how to properly write out a check. And she said, oh, it's fine, and took it. And I don't think it really matters with a check anymore. I think they put it in the machine and it comes out of your account anyway. They just go by the numbers and the amount. I don't think to check what it says or how it's written or how sloppy it is. I don't think that matters anymore. It used to, but not anymore. We'll swing a little. Man, this is nice. Now, yes, ideally, I would like to have this swing twined around, looking at that, looking out at that direction. But for videos, this looks better, doesn't it? You got this in the background, and I'm sitting there. But I'm telling you, I should have bought one of these years ago. I guess I thought having a swing would be old manish, but I like being old manish in a swing. Yeah, Tilly looked at it, and I can guarantee you, I know Tilly. She's going to figure this out and try to get up in here, and it might scare her the first time. But I should put a chair here so she could get up in this. I'll never get her out of it. No. So I can sit here and I can look at my chickens and, yeah, they do chicken things. They just pick at stuff. They're scratching dirt. It's about almost time to go get them some straw to throw in there, just so they got something to do. But Melly, now they're running after somebody barking. I can observe all my critters doing what they do. Is that irritating you guys? All right, well, I guess that's all I got for today. First day of Dogtober. Gonna have a video on this channel every single day and 2 videos on Ouachita Mountain Living. I just put up the second video. I had a guest, Anson, from Ivy's Family Factotum. We were talking about the VA. We are both disabled veterans, and just go check it out. I think I put a link to that in the community post. So let's make this the best Dogtober. 100% of all revenue from this channel, that includes memberships, goes to the dogs. And one video on the other channel, all the revenue from one video a day on that channel will go to the dogs. And I appreciate you guys watching. Happy trails. Wonder if I could get this dude going so high I could flip around. I'm going to break this. I couldn't have sat in this thing probably a year ago. I'd have broke it. I was too fat. Happy trails.